Hello, did you guess? This is Kyle D, better known as Ridemyavatar, and today we have another deck match gameplay for you. Today we got Shoutmon versus the king of the format, Lordknightmon. Let's see how Shoutmon handles Lordknightmon head to head. Hopefully we can get a win on this. Guys, without further ado, let's dive right in and watch the video. So I'm playing Shoutmon DX versus Lordknightmon my opponent is playing. So this is going to be a very tough game in the slightest. There's nothing. Lordknightmon is one of the best decks, and Shoutmon just wants to be there, but sometimes it does struggle to get there. So I flip down. I got a 7. He mercs me with that beautiful 9. But going second is not terrible in the slightest. I should probably go second more with this deck just because I react better on going second than going first. They get to react more. So they flip up the Starmon, which can be a problem. Digivolves into a Patamon, then followed by the 1-drop Automon that gets him a blocker on board. So I flip up the Koromon, Digivolve into Agumon, draw me a card. Then Digivolve into Greymon, giving him one to play with. So it is his turn. He Digivolves into an ultimate. I'm kind of in a good spot, but again, I have to hope that he doesn't hit like the War Realmon / Angemon or anything else. He Digivolves into the Knightmon, giving me 3 to play with, grabbing the Knightmon from his hand, plays the 4-drop Searcher Knight. I don't remember its name, sorry, boys and girls. I would pronounce it if I knew it. He puts Knightmon in his hand from that search, and he got a recovery from it. So, let's see what we do here. I'm going to keep it in raising, go into Rise Greymon in the back, just so I can set up a Tamer. Then play down that Shoutmon to hopefully get some good targets. I get a Shoutmon DX, Metal Greymon, Monochromon, and a Shoutmon the ultimate. So I grabbed those two. I have a Z Greymon. I put Z Greymon on top, followed by Metal Greymon, and that's about it. So it's his turn. He draws, promotes up. He's at 3. I don't like him being at 3. Wish I could choke him more. But again, rookies are costly. He plays a Starmon down, dropping to 0, killing out my Shoutmon, which I'm okay with. Then goes into late Angelwomon. Rise Greymon is in the raising area still, so it's protected. So I'm gonna promote it up this turn though, just so I can clear out everything else. I do make a slight misplay in this game. One, I do forget that Rise Greymon does require you to have a Tamer on board to minus DP, which I make a mistake on that, which I'm okay with. I will explain that. I will change up my game plan. So Digivolve for 1, draw. I put a Zeeg underneath. So what instead happens after I realize my misplay was that I blow up the Starmon instead and take out the Angelwomon on the swing. Angelwomon goes, and I could have just went with the other guy just dying, which would have been fine. I went Starmon. I wanted Starmon gone, and then the Angelwomon. That's what happened there. I went like, oh, wait a minute. I reread Rise Greymon real quick. I was like, oh, I don't have a Tamer out. He goes to Patamon, and I tell him that I made a boo-boo. Then he goes into Knightmon. I go and explain to him real quick that there is a slight boo-boo. Yep, that's gone, and Starmon's gone by Shoutmon's effect. There we go. I draw. I forget that it is a 4000 DP. I could have just blown it up too, but I went with the Starmon because I thought of it. I stand up, flip up the Koromon, Digivolve into the Agumon, drawing me a card. We got Shoutmon on board, which is super important. We Digivolve into Koromon, or Dramon, just to get a decent 2-drop blocker on there. not too bad of a deal. We're gonna try to keep Shoutmon alive, but who knows. I swing in with two security checks, hopefully clearing out enough security that he doesn't have a chance to get back in the game. Slips up, slips up. Slash Angemon is bye-bye. Then I go into Groundramon, setting up so that if my Shoutmon dies, I can go clear it out afterwards, because I need to be prepared when he tries off Shoutmon. But luckily, I only choked him at 1, so the only way he's going to get to where he needs to is either Digivolve in the raising area or use the whatever blinding ray. So I promote up the Groundramon. I got Shoutmon DX on board. I'm going to swing 2 security checks, but I use dedicated plan just in case the Spiral Masquerade's in there, because that would have ruined my day. 1, 2, cleared it out, and swing in with that Groundramon, and then we go for that beautiful Omnimon play that we all know and love. Go with Blitz Omni, restand, swing in for game, and that's how you take out yellow, boys and girls. Swing in, game 1 is sealed. So he's going first in game 1, and I'm hoping for the best in this situation. I don't know what I'm going to be able to do. He flips up the Starmon, Digivolves into that beautiful Patamon yet again, Digivolving into the Petamon, just so that we have to look at that face. We get Koromon, draw for turn, flip up, Digivolve into Agumon, draw me a card. Got 5 cards in hand. Digivolve into Greymon, hopefully choking him out, drawing me a card. Again, I start getting punished hard here. I try my best. Lordknightmon's just really hard. He Digivolves into Lady Angelwomon, 1 with retaliation. I play Agumon. I have to search for an ultimate. I really need it. I get the Rise Greymon. Finally, boys and girls, I really needed the ultimate. I had no ultimates in hand during that start of that turn, so that was a big problem. Digivolves into that Lordknightmon. I get really nervous here. I don't have an out to it if I can get there. I'm gonna Digivolve into our big boy here. We're gonna Digivolve into a blocker, draw me a card. Then I'm gonna go right for the 2. Go right into Rise Greymon, give him 2. Draw me a card for evolution, which isn't bad. Got a blocker out. Doesn't really matter if he starts going way too wide. I can't stop him. He plays Pulsemon down, bringing me to 1, drawing me a card. I should have just waited on the Rise 1 more turn, just so that I can prevent him from getting a multitude. I think I go for 1 more turn. If I remember correctly, I think I bite it 1 more turn. I go right into Omni Shout to hopefully bait him out, which I need to. I bring him to 2. But it's not enough to stop Lordknightmon a little bit. I get to clear out decent sized amount of board next turn, but just how Lordknightmon can just clear out things and make it just too easy for him. Just not a huge fan of it. I was hoping for like Omnimon to come in. Starmon comes in, minusing my Omni Shout down way too much. I don't like it. Greymon gets revealed. If you guys catch a misplay, let me know while you're watching this. It does really help me out to improve as a better. He plays the Unimon down and goes to 0, and then goes for another Starmon, taking out my Shoutmon. Sadly, I draw for turn. He's got such a wide board. I have to take care of most of it. He brings me down to 2 because of the minusing of Patamon. So I promote up. Decide to go like F it. I'm gonna Digiburst out, and I'm gonna play that Tai Kamiya that I need so much in this situation. And being able to clear out that blocker is just so important. Tai Kamiya comes down, and this one gives the extra security, which is super good. Can't wait to take him out of the game. End up digivolving into Shoutmon DX, giving him 2, drawing me a card. Then I put underneath a Greymon, if I remember correctly. Yep, Zeeg. I end up swinging into the Lordknightmon by the Blitz effect. Blitz effects triggers minusing. I haven't finished everything, so all the effects are still triggering, and the minus 2000 from Ridemyavatar activates and then blows up the Unimon from his effect, and then I take out the Lordknightmon because he is only 13 and I hit above for 14. So it puts me in a good spot here. I can just keep this momentum going. I can just keep clearing out everything I need to just to get him up, get him out of here. He goes to 1, but then goes into that War Growlmon, which helps him come back a little too easily. But it's fine, it happens. Flip up the Koromon, Digivolve into that Agumon, draw me a card. I'm trying to build up a stack in the back just to get me going again. I don't know what I'm going to be facing into that security. I want to make sure that I can blow up a few more things. I Digivolve into Shoutmon, the X. For 2, go down to 1. I'm going to put a Mon underneath. Forget what I put. I put a Greymon underneath, if I remember correctly, or a Metal Greymon. Put Metal Greymon if I think correctly. I go with the Metal Greymon just because getting higher is just so important. And I got 2 security checks out of this deal, which is fine by me. I blow up the the Pulsemon with the effect, swing in with the Shoutmon DX to blow up his Starmon, minusing because of the Rise Greymon. I go for 2 security checks. 1, 2. Like, I need to do something here. It's just sad I can't prevent everything. If I could choke him out by 2, I would at this point, just so that he wouldn't be able to pass me up a decent turn next turn. But I didn't have a champion to go into, and I just gave up my one and only ultimate in my hand, which I shouldn't have. That security was just not strong enough for it to matter. But it's okay. We're just gonna take the hits. Evolve into Omnimon. I really wish that Omnimon had an errata where it says the minus EP, you can detach it and you can negate one of them. At least then that would seem quite fair for this yellow matchup. I get that it would have been too overly powerful, but it's a protections option. Doesn't really do anything. He Digiburst 2 to minus my Omnimon down, then goes right into that bloody slash Angemon play that everybody loves so much, and just swings into my Omnimon. Sadly, I just don't have enough power to prevent it. So he's at 2. If I could just clear out those last 2, I have this game. So we're just planning accordingly. He plays down the TK finally, giving me 4. He grabs Spile Masquerade. I'm so close to having this game. I'm not even joking. But I think I play way too defensively at this point. I should have just started rushing in. Just not giving him enough time. Yeah, I went into Cordramon. I should have promoted up, swung into that security stack, brought him down to 1. Mondramon. Should have just went for the Rookie Rush style. And then Shoutmon. But I was trying to bank on getting another Shoutmon's evolution. But that was like my mistake. I get 2 Shoutmon DXs out of that, but I set up the board quite perfectly actually, just to get going. I don't have the finishing power at this point. So he gets Cutiemon in the back, plays the Pulsemon. He gains 1 memory for that. And then Digivolves into the blocker. To be honest with you, I should have pressured him at this point. I think I waited way too long. Should have got in the pokes when I could. And just straight up 1, 2, 3. he wouldn't have had enough resources for me to stop him. I just wanted to dig. That was my mistake. I think that's what cost me this game. I started swinging in with the Mondramons, the Shoutmons. Doesn't matter if that's on board. I can just slowly take out everything else. I Digivolve up. Should have just swung in with the Monodramon. Giving him 1 here. Just go for that. I play down another Mondramon. And then I go for the Gazamon play to give him 3. That gives me enough resources that he can't just get rid of everything. So, kind of go for a Rookie Rush status where I should have just started swinging. Should have swung in with everything I had early on, and I would have been quite fine. Because, again, Spiral Masquerade takes a lot of resources. He double Spiral Masquerades me in this game too, and that's what really falls me behind. He plays down the Starmon, so he decides to blow up the Mondramon. That's fine, but again, should have been swinging in with him. Spiral Masquerade brings me to 4. He double minuses DP in my blockers. Yep. So again, should have just brought up 3, swung in, cleared out the stack, and then just slammed down another 3 Mons, and I would have been fine. To be honest with you, that slash Angemon would have cleared out something. Okay. So didn't matter anyway. My rookies kind of die. My champions died. So I draw. So I flip up. I get a Koromon, Digivolve into Agumon, drawing me a card. At this point, I should be Digivolving yet again. I think this is what starts costing me way too much. I should have just started making a board presence. I slam down Gazamon. Go to 0. Swing in with Gazamon for that security check. So 5,000 into his Pitamon. It dies. He trade, which thankfully Gazamon does that. Monochromon swings in. So it is Pidgeamon yet again. I should have just slammed down something big at this point, just so I can just board state. Nokia comes down. And so, yeah, I'm at 2000 DP. He's at 3. I'm gonna go to 3. Cutiemon Digivolved on top of the Ormon, which is fine. This is really tough plays when you're just trying to think this out. Starmon swings in, hoping for the best. Groundramon kills out the Starmon. It's fine by me. Swings in with the Tsurimon. It's an Agumon. Sadly, it survives. It's really hoping for it not to survive, just so that he didn't have the board state. So if he Spiral Masquerade, he would have to play another Mon down. But he Digivolves into Knightmon, going down to 0, and then it goes right into that Spiral Masquerade. Oh, I was hoping that it would die. Spiral Masquerade, killing that off. Go to 4. I draw. I don't have much options in the slightest. Promote up. Just Agumon comes down. Flip up. Get 2 Mons out of that deal. I'm in a really bad spot. If I didn't have to play the Agumon down, I could have got rid of the other thing. If I just played it the turn before and tried to dig, I would have been probably better off. But just he cleared out everything and I just didn't have an answer for it. Double Spiral Masquerade. If he didn't have Double Spiral Masquerade, I would have been probably better off. Even if he slammed down a Starmon, that's still pretty decent. I don't know. There's not much I could have done out of this game. I think if I decided just to spam Rookie Rush and just go straight in, Spiral Masquerade is strong, yes, but 3 to 5 rookies on board. He was able to clear out a lot. He was able to kill 2, 3. Yeah, luckily I did have the champions that did help out a lot. I don't know if I could have played better. If you guys could tell me if I could have played better, let me know down in the comments. I really do want to know if I missed something that I don't see right now. I had a pass turn. I could not get in that final poke. So again, he's gonna go right into that Lordknightmon. I don't have the resources to keep up with him at this point. Open, yeah, the Knightmon gets rid of my blocker. He gets one, and then he's gonna swing in with that slash Angemon. I don't have enough. If I had a Gaia Force, maybe I could have gotten out for it. But game 3. So I flip up Koromon into Agumon, which is not bad. Digivolving into the 1-cost evolution Monocoromon, the blocker. So he starts his turn off with flipping up that Starmon, getting that Patamon combo yet again. Never seen someone hit that all the time. Then Digivolves into Patamon, then slams down his TK to guarantee his searchability. Sorry about the search change, but the audio of this first one got wrecked. So we're gonna he grabs that Knightmon, sweet Knightmon for him, but I really don't like how sometimes that just happens. I kind of wish I could have went bigger, but I couldn't get there. I slam down the Shoutmon, reveal the tops. I get a tie, Agumon, Gazamon, and then we get the Shoutmon DX. I was really hoping for a Omni Shout just so I could get my Monocoromon up to an ultimate and just really hope to get some cement going. I had to Digivolve into that Greymon. Normal circumstances, that would have been a great play. He couldn't do much. Would have to sacrifice resources to do so. Sadly, we just don't have the ultimate in hand to choke him. And that TK is just going to punish us very hard. That's right. He promotes up his Patamon and goes into that War Growlmon, which again kills off my beautiful Greymon. Sadly, he gets 1 memory for that Patamon just because it's free and I hate the concept. Then he slams down the Pulsemon, drawing him a card for 3. So I get the Omni Shout off the top deck, give him 1, and he gets 3. This is kind of going not in the way I want it to. He's just going to play really well. He gains a lot of advantage because his Tamer is out. He Digivolves into Lordknightmon, going to 0. Lordknightmon should have been a 4 cost. I see no benefit in it being a 3. But swings in, he gets another Pulsemon combo. Groundramon's not there, is in there to see him. He slaps me with a Pulsemon, but at least I get 11k out of the deal. Then he Digivolves into a Starmon. He's only got 3 memory to play with. So, well, he's going to pass turn. He's going to give me 9 for that TK, grabbing yet again support. Gets the grade 1 he needs, which isn't bad in all honesty, but I need to get rid of that Omnimon. So I decided to go with the Shoutmon, hoping to dig, which I think that was what punished me a little bit. Was I went for the Zeeg and the Omnimon, where I should have just went to Shoutmon DX. I would have had enough firepower in my lane to get rid of the Lordknightmon and blow up the Pulsemon, where he wouldn't gain as much memory as he did. So that's my fault. I think the better play would have been if I just evolved into Shoutmon DX, threw in, got rid of the Lordknightmon and the other one, even though he would have gone to 3 regardless. I think I would have been in the better spot. I didn't have the Omnimon to respond, sadly, but we blew up the Pulsemon and the Lordknightmon goes bye-bye. As if this was the other way around, I think I would have been decently off. Just sadly, he had the Blinding Ray to guarantee him going back to 4, which I find that ridiculous. 1 flips up, Blinding Ray, tosses the top. It is Volder Arm we're fine with. but he's got the control state at this point. It's going to stay his turn. I just don't have an out in the slightest for this. Gets into the War Growlmon. Blows it up. As DP on my Shoutmon DX, sadly. Digivolves into that Slash Angemon, choking me at 2, blowing up my beautiful Shoutmon DX. I kind of wish Red had some inheritable where it just stayed. I flip up Koromon into Gazamon. I just really wish we had inheritables that stayed a turn. I Digivolve into Monocoromon, which isn't a bad play in the slightest. It's just I'm too slow at this point to keep up with him. Then Digivolve into that beautiful Greymon. He goes to 3. That double TK is way too much for me to handle. Kinda wish I had a better out. So let's see. He Digivolves into the Patamon. You know, Digivolves into Unimon in the back row, going down to 1. And he's gonna try to choke me out yet again. I don't have resources to handle when I fall behind this much. I'm trying to just play catch up. Digivolves into Nightmon, brings me to 2. I draw my card. I promote the Greymon up. If I went the other way around, I think I would have been not too bad off. He might have got a blocker or 2 out. I Digivolve into Groundramon onto the Greymon, and then Digivolve into Shoutmon, using Shoutmon's skill to draw me a card first. Then I put Zeeg underneath it. I think this is where it starts punishing me more than I should have. I just focused heavily on the security stack. Taking out 2 security is just so good because I know Shoutmon's just going to start dying. Should have just focused heavily on the security stack, not care as much. Hopefully my security stack could respond, but I was just losing too much resources. And a Lordknightmon on board is just way too powerful. He plays Lordknightmon now. Of course, this means I'm in a bad spot. I'm at 12k, which is completely okay at the end of the day. I just wish I had extra power in the back. The stack needs like an inherited, like all turns kind of thing. So he slaps down the Nightmon, minus DP my my Shoutmon DX. And then he's got the Slash Angemon to clear my board yet again. I just have no response at this point. I can't stop this. I got blown up twice. That's 2 full stacks, and response is I can't handle it. He's got a full hand that is way too big for me to handle. He gets the Monocoromon. Just too much advantage. I Digivolve, play Shoutmon, give him 3, reveal the tops. I get 1 Shoutmon regular. Shoutmon Omnimon. I grab the Omnimon and the Shoutmon. Just I don't have an out for this. I'm too far behind. Flip up the Koromon. Digivolves into the Patamon. Again, yellow's a very powerful control deck that just goes off. He goes from Patamon into the Tsurimon. Swings in with Lordknightmon. Plays another Nightmon, blowing up my little, Shoutmon. Sadly, I just wish I had better options at this point. He's gotten 3 Nightmons. I think 4 Nightmons in total. He's out of Nightmons, but I just had no response to stop him. 1 little Mon in the back ain't gonna be enough to clear out 4 stacks or clear a full board, so we lose out on that. And I think being able to play Nightmon with Lordknightmon's skill is just ridiculously too strong. But that's just my opinion. I know everybody else would say. But then slams down Cutymon. It just does not matter. I can't catch up at this point. Sadly, we lose it. And that's just how it goes. Koromon is just gonna swing. I'm just gonna try to hope. I just don't have any way of clearing out a massive board like this. Well, I slammed down for my last and final turn. There's nothing else I can do here. He's got game. I admit it. Get the Omni Shout, which would have been better off at other turns. But Lordknightmon swings in, slashes down the Bushiagu. See, my security would have been completely fine if it went the other way around, killing off the Lordknightmon, and then I just had to worry about its security. I would have been fine, but, you know, that's just how it plays. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace!